Welcome back, YouTube land, to Garage Land. So we're making spark plug leads today. Now this is new territory for me. Again, I like to try new things. I've never had the need to make my own spark plugs leads before, and I've always had what was suitable off the shelf. But what I want to do with this, which I'll explain later, is hide the coil pack down there and run all the coil leads, the spark plug leads, neatly and down through there, which is already done. I won't show you too much what's going on there, and we'll crack on with it. If you enjoy the content and this is your sort of thing, please do subscribe, please do like and share. Okay, so the look I'm going for were these long ignition leads, which we're going to look into building up ourselves before long. Is the sort of a classic Ford BDA look, where the leads, where the BDA distributor sort of live down there as it does on the crossflow, and the leads just disappeared down behind the carbs like that, and then our cover there will go neatly over there, and I'll just trim a nice neat little hole out of there for that to sit down there nice and tidy. So the kit we got for that, if I pull one of the leads off, got from a chap on eBay whose name I will put them down here somewhere just so you can see for yourself. They come all together. What have I done with it? There it is. These things, they wander off so quickly. So all comes together. The only thing it didn't come with is some silicone grease. So you need electro type grease. Silicone grease will do. So grease that's dielectric, so it won't pass the current across, because obviously it's a high HT current. It comes with the boots. You'll notice there's 3, because I've already made one lead up, which is down there on the coil pack. Because the other idea is I'm going to have the coil pack, if it'll focus, living down there somewhere, so it's nice and out of the way and out of sight. And by the time the filters are on there, or might build some sort of proper filter box for this yet, don't know. That'll be out of the way, and all you'll see of the leads is down there. Because I was thinking about having the coil pack over there, but it'd have been leads running over and it'd have been pretty ugly. So I was trying to keep it as neat and tidy and near as possible. So you'll see I've already made up one lead, so I could try it, see what happens. So what I will do is make up another lead, and so you can see what's involved. Okay, so step 1 is getting the lead into these little boots in the first place. Now, if you want to use these markers, they are heat shrink. So I mess around with one. So if you wanted to identify them like that, now you can do that, heat shrink them on. So plenty of silicone grease. Be quite liberal with it, because once this goes in, it doesn't want to move. Most of it will rub back off again. And then just shove it in. Once it's gone so far, hopefully you'll be able to see in there. You can see enough to grab it with some long nose pliers, get in there and grab hold of the end of it nice and tight, and just pull it through like so. And of course, if you want to chop them down, work out your length once you've pulled it through, because it'll be easier just to do that then. So once that's pulled through, you can see most of the silicone has wiped off. So you get rid of that. So what we want to be doing next is cutting what we need off the end of there. So cut about 3/4 of an inch back, I guess, and this cuts fairly easily, so there's no need to go hacksawing away at it. because you don't want to damage the very inner bit that you're after. There we go. Now this inner bit needs to be frayed back. And it's a case of gently with this, because you don't want to ruin the fray there. You can see the little strands in there. So let's gently tease that off of there. He says. This was easy the first time I did it, typically. Right, and that's what we're looking for, is those strands. And fold that back on itself, and then that into there like so. So you've got a good contact with the patch there, and then start encouraging this over. Well, there's no doubt there's a proper tool for this, but I don't have it. I do have crimps, but they're not quite to the size you want for this. We don't want to go bonkers with it, but we do want it to be somewhere in place. Then we can use this one then with that crimp there to sort of hike it over. Maybe the pliers are better. Want to be in there strong enough, because we want to be able to pull this back through. But at the same time, we don't want to go damaging it too much, so it's a bit of a Hobson's choice here, I think. Yeah, that's on there fairly tight as it happens, to be fair. Maybe just a touch more. Yeah, there we are. That's pinched in there nicely. Now again with the lube. Now you want to pull it back the other way. This is why it's important to use silicone grease or dielectric grease, not anything else. And then we are just gently trying to get it back into place there. There we go. Lovely. And that is one boot done. And the other three all exactly the same, so quite easy enough to do. And make your own nice extension leads or long reach leads to suit your engine. And there we have the rest of the leads made up. So there you are, now simply go in and click. Lovely. Very promising click. Lovely. There we are. So that's how to make up ignition leads, and that's going to work a treat on the Escort. And that's them fitted to the car. So you see I've taken a marker just to number them 1 to 4, and the end caps likewise numbered so I know where they are, because they're sort of disappearing down rather than having tags on them. So next challenge is to make a nice neat little trim out of that. So that should be straightforward enough. I'll crack on with that and then come back to you. So that's it roughly marked up there. So I'll go and trim that out now gently, and that should then snug back in. So give that one trim and then see what we come up with. Right, that's that sitting snugly over the cables there. And you'll also notice the nasty Zetec badge has gone off of there. I'll think about what I can put in there in place. Maybe I'll 3D print up a nice forward script similar to the old BDAs that you used to have forward down the side there. I think of something for that to make that a bit tidier. So like I said, the coil pack will fit down there. I won't fit that now because engine's in the way, so we can do that at a later date. But it's just so, all I wanted to do really is get our cables made up so that they'll reach to the coil pack, and they will very nicely. So happy with that. I'm going to call that a success. On the interior front, I 3D printed an extension boss for the wheels that goes right down to the cowling there, so there's no ugliness on view there, because that was the one that came with it. It was just a bit short, so that didn't suit, so that was no problem. I've fitted seat belts, so I show you how those are fitted. These are Alpha seat belts as it happens. Nasty grey things on them, but I see about two of those black somewhere along the line, and they're bolted in down the bottom there. Now the other thing you'll see, and these are just placed in at the moment, is the rear seats from the Alpha. Now they're just literally just stuffed in there to see how they fit, so I'd like your opinions on that. Do you think I should go with that or stick with the normal back seat? It's surprising how well they fit in. Come on the back here. Be a case of making a thing for those to clip in the back there, and some sort of raised up parcel shelf to hide those. Maybe bring the bump all the way across the back there somewhere. And down the sides of the seats, there's a gap there, which we could make a cup holder or something for. And on this bit up here, probably just simply black carpet over. Same on that side. So yeah, I'd like your opinions on that. Okay, so that's all done. Like I said from the beginning, it's the first time I've done this, so all I've done is what, like most people do, watch a bit of YouTube, see what the experts are doing and copy what they're doing. Since doing this and looking at another one again, I'm not sure whether fraying the inner core was correct or just leaving the inner core little black bit sticking out and not messing around with fraying it. If not fraying it is the way forward, just leaving it as it is, just trim it back from the outer core and leave the little inner core sticking forwards is the way forward, then happy days. Let me know what you think. It'd certainly be easier that way, because getting the outer sheath of that off is quite difficult. I think it's like a shielding to stop radio noise. But it's hey ho, time will tell how well they work. They weren't particularly expensive. They were less than 40 quid so less than a tenner a lead for bespoke leads. I'm quite happy with that. And they're the right plug ends for the block, and the right coil ends for the coil, or the coil pack rather. And like I said previously, I want to do this, keep it all nice, keep the engine bay as neat as possible. One of the things I learned when I built the Pop was the engine bay was quite untidy on that. It was wires and cables and pipes and all sorts everywhere. So on this one, I'm going to try and keep it a bit neater. So hopefully you enjoyed that, and I'd be interested in your opinions on the rear seats, whether I should go with the Alpha seats or the or stick with the Escort rear seats. But I think with the Alpha seats, we'll make this strictly a 4-seater, whereas the Escort seats could be a 5-seater. But I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue for me. My family has grown up, and one's left home and one's still at home and drives herself around. So I don't think that's really going to be an issue, but it'd be nice to have the option, I guess. Let me know what you think anyway, and see you on the next one.